Today we join Judge
And I
Simpson's
guess
courtroom to watch
we should
Heather
probably start
Adkins
out with the waiver,
sleep through
I
her
suppose.
opiates and get the nods,
Prosecuting attorney
drop
Morgan
her head a few times, drop her phone
the
a few
people waiving
times,
potential conflict between this
and then
honorable court and the
completely
public defender's
disconnect
office.
before she's
People cannot
called for
believe that
court.
such conflict.
Somehow, she's lucky enough to just get
Good morning, this is the public
a
defender
recall
Lauren
instead of
Kearney.
a bench
Your
warrant.
Honor, we
They
also
think
do
it's
not
just
believe a
technical
conflict exists, but
difficulties,
if one
not
does,
the
we will
fact
do
that
like
she's
waivers.
stoned
All right,
beyond
the court,
belief.
for its part, also does
I
not
don't
believe
know
this
how
conflict
nobody else
either the Michigan
notices,
court rules or the
but
cases
it is
decided
pretty
therein.
hilarious.
To the extent a
Speed it
conflict
up if you
exists,
want
given the
or
waivers, the
watch.
court will consent to
Enjoy.
hear the matters. Court does call the case, People of the State of Michigan versus Paul McGruffin.
Assistant prosecuting attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people. This is an arraignment retrial.
Oh, it was, okay. Mr. McGruffin, can you state your name, please?
Paul McGuffin.
All right. Sir, you are before the court on a misdemeanor complaint that alleges that on or about July 22nd, 2023, at the location of 7,000 East Michigan Avenue in Pittsfield Township, that being the Walmart, that you did commit the offense of retail fraud in the second degree. Do you understand the nature of that charge, sir?
Yes.
I'm sorry, you'll need to repeat that. You broke up.
Yes, I understand.
All right. That is a misdemeanor, as indicated, punishable by up to 1 year incarceration, a $2,000 fine plus court costs. The fine could be increased to 3 times the value of the property taken. If that's greater than $2,000, that would become the maximum fine. You understand you understand that, sir?
Yes.
All right. First question I have for you, sir, is do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
Yes.
All right. This is a public defender case.
Good morning, this is the public defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Mr. McGuffin. We will waive formal reading and stand the charges and request another pretrial date. Your Honor, I did just pull up Wayne County. It seems like he may be in Wayne County for some time. So I expect him to still be there.
Mr. McGuffin, do you have an out date?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
I'll set his bond so that he gets credited at $5,000. Well, I'll set it at $1,000 person or 10% bond. So I'm basically setting it at $100. All other standard conditions, including no assault behavior or possession of weapons, no alcohol, recreational marijuana, or illegal drug use. You are also not to go to any Walmart in the state of Michigan. I'll adjourn the pretrial in this matter to,
10 a.m. or April 3rd.
why don't we do April 3rd? So we make sure everything gets in. I'll adjourn this to April 3rd, 2024, 9 a.m. All right, sir?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Court does call the case of the people versus Gerardo Ortiz.
Assistant prosecuting attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people. Good morning, this is the public defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Mr. Ortiz. Mr. Ortiz, can you state your name for the record, please?
Gerardo Contreras Ortiz.
All right, I have a substitution of attorney. This is on the Ortiz matter, and it is not. Wrong form. All right. No, you're on it.
Okay. Your Honor, we're asking for an adjournment. The age of this case interfered with our discovery process a little bit. So again, we're asking for adjournment. Mr. Ortiz is going to be in MDOC. I believe his first outdate's 23 years or 33 or something. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Okay, Mr. Ortiz, I'll adjourn your matter to April what? April 3rd, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond will continue in this matter. All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
You say something too?
He said yes, sir.
Okay, got it. Court does call the case of the people versus Carlos Tamez Duque.
Assistant prosecuting attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people.
Listen, now we have a substitution.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jennifer Kelly, standing on behalf of William Amadeo, on behalf of the defendant, Carlos Dequa, who is present via Zoom.
Sir, can you state your name, please?
Yes, my name is Carlos Tamas Duque.
All right. And what are we doing on this matter today?
Morning, Your Honor, we are asking for a bench trial at this time via Zoom, if possible.
Do the people have any problem with a Zoom bench trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Duque,
Yes,
you understand that you have an absolute and constitutional right to have this matter tried before a jury?
I understand.
All right. You understand that by waiving that right, this case will be tried before the court without a jury present?
Yes,
All right. And is that what you wish to do, sir?
if that's what the attorney suggests, I'm okay with it.
Okay. Have they talked to you about that or not?
No, no, I haven't talked to anyone.
Oh, Mr. Amadeo's here.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ms. Kelly was filling in for me.
Yeah, I know. And she was doing a fine job.
I'm
So
sure.
we did not expect for you to be here.
I
And so
understand.
we'd actually rather talk with Ms. Kelly, but go ahead, Mr.
We're asking for, I'm sorry, Judge.
No,
We are asking for a bench trial as quick as you can because he's in immigration detention right now.
got
I
it.
spoke at length with his mother last night to go over everything. And I got a late night call. I apologize for the late email. Okay, so
She didn't read that.
no matter what the result will be of a bench trial, I have to get a resolution one way or the other, or else he's going to be held in immigration detention. That's why I'm asking for a trial.
Got it. You understand that, sir?
Yes, I understand.
All right. So you have no objection to waiving your right to a trial by jury?
No,
All right. People also waive their right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Non-jury trial will be set for what's the matter, please?
March 27th at 9 a.m.
Will that work for you, Mr.
I'll
Armandale?
make it work. Thank you, Judge.
All right. March 27th, 2024, 9 a.m. That's via Zoom.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Bond will continue. All right. Thank you. Good job, Miss Kelly.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good one.
All right. Take care. Court does call the case, People versus Mitchell Guild.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people. Was this Mr. Guild?
Yes.
I just got a note from someone in my office. I apologize. He was in the lobby of our office asking to meet with his attorney. So I think there was some mix up. They sent
You think?
him.
I'm happy to turn them over to
They
Wow.
sent him here because they told him that he's in the 9 o'clock block here. But there clearly was some mix up.
you. I texted him, where are you at? He's at the wrong place. So if the court could please pass it.
All right, that's not a problem, counsel. I'll pass the matter. You can have it. I like that. Court calls the case, People versus Aaron Hudge Peterson.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people.
Or Your Honor, Dan Garrett on behalf of Aaron Hodge Peterson, step forward for arraignment. State your name.
All right, as to the arraignment, Mr. Garrett.
Your Honor, waive reading and stand mute, please.
Defendant every way, former reading, standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea. Today is what? Never mind. I got it. Thank you, Ann. All right, what do we wish to do?
Your Honor, as for pretrial, my client has executed an advice of rights. He's going to be pleading as charged with the prosecutor's deferred. Understanding Your Honor will not make that promise.
Correct. Prosecutors deferred to an offer.
All right. May I have him sworn?
Solemnly swear affirm the testimony about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but God.
Yes, sir.
State your name.
My name is Aaron, last name Hudge Peters. All right. Oh, there it is. Got it. All right. Sir, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to the charge of retail fraud in the second degree. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration, a $2,000 fine plus court costs. Fine could be increased to 3 times the value of the property taken. If that's greater than $2,000, that would become the maximum fine. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And understanding all of that, you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty. Guilty.
You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You signed an advice of rights form today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any question regarding any of those rights?
No, Your Honor.
You'll see a copy on the podium. Please look at paragraph 5. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll be waiving those rights as well as all the rights contained on that form.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, Your Honor.
You're doing this voluntarily
Yes, Your Honor.
of your own free will
Yes.
and because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
November 27, 2023, at the location of 2000 Waters Road, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan. What'd you do at the Target store that makes you think that you're guilty?
Oh, Judge, what you did? Yeah, I switched the tags on 2 items. There was a
Okay, so
Target.
you switched the tags and,
I attempted to walk out of the store.
okay, and you attempted to try to pay the lower price.
Right.
Was the difference in the price switching greater than $200?
Yes, Your Honor.
You didn't have anybody's permission to do that, did you?
No, I did not.
Store was open to the public at the time?
Yes, Your Honor.
And these items that you switched the tags on, these were items that were offered for sale by Target?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
The people are satisfied, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to this charge. Defendant is referred to probation for a pre-sentence investigation and report. Sentencing in this matter will be
At 9 a.m.
April 10th, 2024, 9 a.m. As to bond in this case, I'll set the defendant's bond at a $5,000 personal recognizance bond, standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior or use of any weapon, use or possession of any weapons, no alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs, and you're not to go to any Target store in the state of Michigan. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Anything further, Mr. King?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
There is no restitution.
There's no, okay. I'll go with that.
Okay.
All right, thank you. What does call the case of the people versus Thad Stalmack.
And again, Your Honor, Dan here on behalf of Mr. Stalmack, he's stepping forward for pretrial. State your name, Thad.
Thomas Stallman.
Thank you.
Your Honor, for pretrial, I'm asking for an adjournment. Ms. Barroso and I did talk briefly. I think both sides would like a little bit more time for a negotiation. May I address travel before I ask for a pretrial date?
Sure.
Your Honor, my client is on tether. I'm not asking for that to come off. He does have a job in Boulder, Colorado. He also has a condominium there where he'd been working and living. He's asking permission to go next week, if I've got this right, that from the 12th, coming back on April 2nd to work. And if Your Honor would grant that, I would ask for the 3rd for pretrial.
March 12th through
April 2nd, please.
any objection from the people?
No, Your Honor.
And that's to Colorado.
To Colorado, please.
I'll indicate the defendant may travel to Colorado March 2nd through March 12th, through April 2nd, 2024 inclusive. I will adjourn the matter to April 3rd, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond will continue.
Does he need to do anything with community corrections on the tether to let them know that, or is that
He's on a
GPS?
GPS tether.
Yes.
Yes. It might be best, since we have a little bit of time, Mr. Garen, that you prepare an order for my signature.
Certainly.
We'll send it over.
Sounds good. We'll get that over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Court calls the case of People versus Denisha, Canada.
Assistant prosecuting attorney working for Rose on behalf of people.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Rohit Badri, and I'm here with my co-counsel, Janice Witherspoon, representing Ms. Canada. I'm requesting to practice under Michigan Court Rule 8.120. My supervising attorney, Sarah Sallin, bar number P77882, is present with us today as well.
All right. Permission to practice is granted. Good morning, Ms. Sullen.
Good morning, Judge.
All right. What are we doing on this case?
Your Honor, we
You
understand that
guys are going to have a conversation. A meeting.
I believe so, Your Honor. We understand that our client's interested, but we need to clarify the sentence. We're hoping that because it's a 12-year matter without a victim and restitution, that the case would be closed.
Excuse me?
So our client's interested in the plea offer that's been made. We just need to clarify the sentence. We're just hoping that because it's a 12-year matter without a victim or restitution, that the case could be closed.
To be clear, there is a victim in this case, and that would be the store that she stole from.
What do you mean you want to clarify the sentence? I don't understand.
So we understand first off that everything was returned to the stores, so the store was not actually harmed. But we are just, I guess, asking whether we're asking, I guess, the full terms of the sentence of the plea deal that the prosecution's put forward. Specifically, we'd like to know whether the prosecution would be willing to have the case closed with no future chance of probation or anything like that.
Well,
No, that is something that is decided by probation. As I discussed with you in our meeting, she would need to undergo a pre-sentence investigation and report. It is very uncommon for individuals to do any jail time associated with a retail fraud. However, the offer that has been extended is for a 93-day misdemeanor, which we are prepared to move forward on. But this is a victim's rights case, and because of that, you cannot do immediate sentencing, and there needs to be a pre-sentence investigation.
Okay, and I appreciate that. I don't actually being discussed during our meeting, but we will discuss with our client.
Well, it doesn't matter whether it was discussed at the meeting. There was an offer that was made, and the offer that was made, you can choose to accept it or not, and we can then move forward with the case. If you're asking for the court to agree to any type of sentencing, I do not I don't COBS sentences, so.
Okay, if you'd be so kind to let us pass the case so we can discuss with our clients for.
You want it passed, so you're gonna call it up today?
Yeah.
Or an adjournment. Okay, I'll pass it. Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Alex. Is it Eber? No, that is.
Eber, Your Honor. Good. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Eber.
Alex
All
Eber.
right. What are we doing?
Deborah
Assistant
Schultz.
Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people.
Sorry, Ms. Barroso. Good morning, Your Honor. Deborah Schlussel, P56420. On behalf of the defendant, Mr. Alex Eber. Mr. Eber, state your name, please.
Alex Eber, for the record.
Your Honor,
Thank you.
at this time, we have reached a plea agreement with the prosecution. We have submitted this morning a signed advice of rights, and I will let Ms. Barroso elaborate on the plea agreement if it pleases the court.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor, the offer has been for the defendant to plead to an added count 2 of operating while intoxicated. In exchange, count 1 would be dismissed.
That is our understanding.
Sir, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Again, state your name for the record, please.
Alex Eber.
All right. Sir, it is this court's understanding that you're going to plead guilty to the charge of operating while intoxicated. That is a misdemeanor. It is punishable by up to 93 days in jail, up to a $500 fine plus court costs. The court could order community service and any rehabilitative programs the court deems necessary. Court could also order your vehicle immobilized. Could order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand that, sir?
Yes, I do.
And understanding that, do you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
You had signed an advice of rights form, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Any questions regarding any of those rights?
No, Your Honor.
Looking at paragraph 5, those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody threatened you or coerced you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Of your own free will?
Yes.
And because you believe that you're guilty of this offense?
Yes.
September 18, 2021, at the location of 3860, South State Street, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan. Were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
Prior to operating that motor vehicle, did you consume intoxicating liquor?
Yes.
What did you have and how much?
Your Honor, I remember starting with the Bloody Mary and switching to beer. I do not remember much due to the length of time that has passed, but it was Bloody Mary, then I switched to beer.
All right. Were you stopped by the police or was there an accident?
There was no accident. I had fallen asleep in my car in a drive-through. The police were called. There was no accident, but I mean that
so
was
you fell asleep. You fell asleep at the drive-through.
Yes, and the police arrived. Yes, so they didn't pull me or anything.
Were you ultimately?
Yeah.
Were you ultimately arrested?
Yes, I was.
All right. Were you taken to the police station or the hospital?
Police station.
Was there a data master or breathalyzer test given?
Is data
a blood draw.
Blood draw.
Blood draw.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Was that at the station?
A ambulance came out.
Okay. What were the results of that blood draw?
0.216, I believe. Is that correct?
Your Honor, we will stipulate to the 0.216.
All right. And sir, you have no reason to dispute those blood test results, do you?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
The people are satisfied.
Satisfied, Your Honor.
All right. Court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Defendant is referred to Von Schwartz for an alcohol screening and assessment and the victim's impact panel. Sentencing in this matter will be April 10th, 2024, 9 a.m.
Your Honor, my client did do an assessment with Dawn Farm. If we submit that to your probation department and it's sufficient, would that be okay?
How long ago did he do the assessment?
Mr. Eber?
It was mid-January.
If you submit that to probation, if that's acceptable to probation, I'm not going to have a problem, but I'm referring him to Von Schwartz.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Von continued with his condition.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh. I know. Which one? You ride?
Yes.
Oh. Well, nice of him to join us. Court does recall the case People versus Mr. Guild.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people.
Your Honor, Jeff Osmond on behalf of Mitchell Guild.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Judge, I did speak with Ms. Barroso. We did exchange some emails. We have a plea agreement to enter today whereby my client would be pleading to allowing an unlicensed person to operate a motor vehicle, and then we would ask the court for immediate sentencing.
Allow under 326.
Yes.
May I have him sworn?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
State your name, please.
Mitchell Guild.
All right. How was your trip downtown? Never mind. No, my just thought I'd ask. Sir, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to the charge of allowing an ineligible driver to operate a motor vehicle. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days, $100 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Understanding that, still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes,
You signed an advice of rights form today?
I did.
Any question regarding those rights?
No, sir.
See a copy on the podium, look at paragraph 5. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes, sir.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
I do.
Are you on probation or parole?
No,
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record?
no,
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
no.
You're doing this voluntarily
I am.
of your own free will
Yes,
and because you believe that you are indeed guilty?
yes,
July 13, 2023, at the location of West Michigan Avenue in Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan. Did you have custody or control of a motor vehicle?
I did.
Did you allow somebody who was otherwise ineligible to operate that motor vehicle?
I did.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
Yes, Your Honor.
The people are satisfied.
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Anything either of you'd like to say before I do impose sentence?
No, sir. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Your Honor. Sorry about being late to you in the court.
No, it's okay. We knew where you were. All right. Fines and costs of $250. 90 days suspended. When can you pay that, sir?
Now.
Thank you. Pay that today out at the counter. You're all set. Thank you, Mr. Osmond. Court calls the case of the people versus McDaniel. Is it McLevitt? Miss Leskova. I think.
Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people.
I always mess up her name. Badly. And all she does is laugh at me.
It's funny.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning to your staff. Clint Kesto standing in for Attorney Greg Roll. On behalf of Miss Magdalena Malevska. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Is there an opportunity I could speak to the prosecutor? I don't know for
sure.
sure.
She is always available by phone, but not today. Not in the middle of my docket, you can't.
I told Mr. Roll yesterday there is no offer on this case.
Okay. The charge, I believe, is July 1st, right?
That is correct, though it happened a little over a month after she picked up or after she had her other OWI, which I resolved knowing about this case. So there is no offer in this case.
Okay. Your Honor, can we pass this matter briefly?
Sure, I'm passing everything this morning. Why not? All right, thank you. Court does call the case, People versus Joshua Sherry.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Robert Ellman with and on behalf of Mr. Sherry. Mr. Sherry, can you please unmute and state your name?
Josh Sherry.
Thank you. Your Honor, I'd like to start by apologizing. There was some mix-up, which I am happy to take blame for the Zoom paperwork. Mr. Sherry does reside in Grand Rapids. So that being the case, I did have him sign on to Zoom this morning for court. And I ask that if you're upset with me, then please be upset with me and not my client.
I'm not upset with your client. I realize it's all your fault.
Your Honor. You know me too well.
No need to apologize, Mr. Elman. Other than I don't get to see you in person, but that's okay.
I'm
All right.
sorry about that too.
All right. This is an arraignment.
Yes, sir. And
All right.
for purposes of the arraignment, would stand a formal reading, Your Honor.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea. All right. What are we doing?
And I did have a chance to speak with Ms. Barroso yesterday, Your Honor. You are correct. It's always available by phone, so thank you for pointing that out. And so we did speak yesterday, Your Honor, and I believe at this point we're just looking for a next pre-trial date so that we can have further discussions and then either come to a resolution or set this matter for trial.
All right. I will adjourn the matter then to April 3rd, 2024, 9 a.m. What I will do, is there anything you want to say regarding Bob?
Yes, Your Honor. If I may just briefly, Mr. Sherry has no prior record at all. He runs his own business, which is based out of Grand Rapids, but he does have offices here in Washtenaw County as well. And I will say that the instant facts that bring rise to this case, I should say, deal with a kind of former disgruntled employee who he's had no contact with since the incident, doesn't have the plan to have any contact with in the future. And so I think based on all of that, he's a good candidate for a PR bond, Your Honor.
Millbrook Trail, is that your client's residence? What is that?
So that's a office space we have in Ann Arbor. So that's
your office. That's your office space.
Yes, sir. Yes. So I live in
All
Grand
right,
Rapids.
that's fine. That's fine. I'll set the defendant's bond at $5,000 personal recognizance bond. I'll order standard conditions, including no assault or behavior or use of any weapons. There should be no possession of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs. I will also order no contact with Christopher Bullitt. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. If I may, real quick, I just checked my. I have a jury trial in front of Judge Freshour on the 3rd.
You have a jury trial?
Yes.
With Judge Freshour?
Yes, Your Honor.
Doing that trial, so you'll.
Pardon?
I'm also doing that trial, so you will.
So neither one of you will be here?
That's correct.
Then that's great.
prefer
This
if
case
you-
will go along swimmingly.
I can be there.
All right. What's the next date after that?
April 17th at 9 a.m.
April 17th, 2024, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You do the same, Mr. Elman. So if you're not going to be here, who are they sending?
I have no idea. We don't work that far ahead.
Okay. I want a choice.
You want the choice?
I want a vote. Wow. All right. Court calls the case. People versus Tammy Niemeyer.
Your Honor, David Udoy on behalf of Tammy Niemeyer, and I'm requesting to waive her presence. Your Honor, I was unaware of your court's policy that I must contact the prosecutor prior to the hearing and would not be able to speak with her on the day of. I guess I would ask.
Is that a policy? I thought that's how you practice law. But anyway, never mind. My bad. All right.
And
So
Your Honor, I
are
would
you
just
looking
state
for-
in many other courts, in the Zoom, the judges allow breakout rooms with the prosecutor the day of court. So I was a little confused, and that is my.
That's not happening. All right, so you need an adjournment?
I would just ask if there is any offer from the people.
Well, so we'll just do it on the record.
How about we get an adjourned date?
You want an adjourned date? All right. The people want an adjourned date. I'll adjourn this matter March 20th, 2024, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor, and I apologize. I will remember.
Not a problem. I didn't realize other judges did that. It's not happening here. All right, thank you. That's why they make phones. Court calls the case of the people versus, is it Pranali? Is it Kahale? I hear nothing, so maybe not.
One and two, I don't know what you're doing.
He left. Who was it?
He was in and out a couple of times, I don't know.
You want me to, I'll pass this matter briefly. Is the officer here or? Okay, I'll pass it until they come back. Court calls case people versus Sena. Is it Aji Agbi?
Adjourned by Your Honor.
Good morning. If you're Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Ajay Agbai.
Sir, can you please turn on your camera? Oh,
Of course, Your
there you are. All right, thank you. Ms. McDuffie, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Always a pleasure.
I'd like to disqualify myself for filling in for Ms. Barroso on whatever that date was.
Wow.
Not that I don't want to, come visit.
You don't want to see us.
No, I do. I just don't want to have to work.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well,
it's my day off.
You're blunt about that. All right. Straightforward. Okay. All right. What are we doing on this? So, not to cause too much stress on Ms. McDuffie.
Your Honor, I believe this is going to be a dismissal. So.
It's really? Oh, wow.
Mrs. That can come back all she wants.
All right. Is that a correct statement, Ms. McDuffie?
Well, I'll put a few more words on the record about that. Yes. See, they're trying to help me out too. Wednesdays are my day off. It's a group effort. So
yeah, I know this is all about you. Is this case being dismissed?
It is, Your Honor. So I did receive sufficient documentation to show that Mr. I'm not going to mess his name up, so I'm going to say that counsel's client has resolved the issue with the SoberLink device. It appears that it is currently in service. He's in good standing, at least as to the possession of it. I won't speak to the actual results coming out of it, but there does not appear to be an issue with an intentional deprivation of Judicial Services Group's property in this case. And so I will leave that to his probation in the 15th District Court to address any further issues if there are any. But I'm happy to dismiss this matter because the possession dispute has been resolved.
Without objection. This case is dismissed. That's without prejudice. All right. Thank you. And thank you for coming in on your day off, Ms. McDuffie. All right. Take care,
everybody.
Court calls the case of the people versus Travis Arnett.
Good morning, Your Honor. Joy Gaines, Senior Assistant Public Defender representing Mr. Arnett.
Good morning, Ms. Gaines. Not accustomed to seeing you on this day.
Yes, but it is nice to see everyone this morning.
That was a struggle coming out. But go ahead.
No, I could say what Ms. McDuffie said, but I think I couldn't say it nearly as well.
Oh, so this is your day off too?
It is not my day off.
But you weren't intending on being here?
That is correct.
Well, I'm glad you are.
Well, thank you. And Mr. Arnett is here,
Yes.
and there was an offer for him to plead guilty as charged with no objection to deferred.
To a prosecutor's deferred.
Additionally, there is no restitution at issue in this case.
Mr. Arnett wishes to accept that.
Said no restitution.
That is correct.
Is there an advice of right sign?
Yes.
He signed one already.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. May I have him sworn?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Absolutely.
State your name.
Travis Arnett.
All right, sir, it is this court's understanding you're going to plead guilty to the charge of retail fraud in the second degree.
Correct.
That is a misdemeanor. It is punishable by up to 1 year incarceration, a $2,000 fine plus court cost. The fine could be increased to 3 times the value of the property taken. If that's greater than $2,000, that would become the maximum fine. Understand that?
Yes.
In understanding that, do you still wish